Good morning, St. Louis. It is 7 a.m. on a Tuesday morning. So y'all know what time it is. It's time for the St. Louis Hustle Podcast with your boy, CORTEZ Hustle, and my girl, Michelle A. And today we are talking about year-end finances. Yes, it is that time for us to close out the books of 2021 and set goals and aspirations and plan what we're going to do in the financial realm for 2022. So do me a huge favor, comment in the chat where you're from, drop the name of your business and or your brand, and smash that share button, ladies and gentlemen, because it's about to go down. So let's kick it.
Growing up in St. Louis has never been easy, and most say if you want to succeed here, that you must leave and put down roots somewhere else because of the strong crabs in a barrel mentality here.
I don't know if I'm just an optimistic person, but to see people like Chuck Berry and Nelly make it in the music industry, or the Roberts brothers and Dave Stewart in business, or William Lacey Clay Jr. in politics, can we blame the city, or is it that people just aren't hungry enough?
We're talking to all of the movers and shakers in this town, from entertainers to politicians, social activists and organizers, and of course, entrepreneurs.
Is there a curse on this city that holds people back? Is there an unseen hand that decides who makes it and who doesn't? You're about to find out.
Welcome to St. Louis Hustle.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the St. Louis Hustle Podcast. I'm your host, CORTEZ Hustle. That's my girl, Michelle A. And we are coming to you live and direct from the Black Biz Success Mastermind studios right here in St. Louis, Missouri, where I'm on a mission to help Black people become the #1 employers of Black people. And the way we do that is we pool our collective consciousness around all things business so that we can grow and scale and ultimately hire more people. So if you are an aspiring business owner, you own a business and want to grow or scale it, or you just want to support and network and connect with Black business owners, then you, my friend, should text Mastermind to 314-866-4053. Again, text the keyword Mastermind to 314-866-4053 to get your special invitation. Today, we're talking about year-end finances. As we close out 2021, how did you do financially? Did you hit some of your goals? Did you stay on track? What do you plan to do for 2022? We're going to talk about that too. But before we get into any of that, my good friend has a birthday coming up. So happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Don't turn him up in his headphones. Turn him down. Turn him down in his headphones.
Happy birthday.
Hey, ain't it your son that sings? Where's your son at?
Happy birthday.
Wow. You gonna stay committed through the whole song, huh?
Hit my girl. Hey, look, how old are you? Oh, we go all the way, all three verses. The good Lord bless you.
That's a gospel remix, okay?
Yeah, I hit my girl Michelle A up in her cash app, $sign Michelle A. It is her birthday.
50. Well, I'm feeling 50 fine today. My birthday is actually tomorrow, and I'm super excited. I am 50 years old. I am a whole 50 years old, and it is causing so much reflection in my life right now. It is causing me to reflect on everything. Like, I'm not able to have simple conversations. I'm not able to just do simple things. Everything I do nowadays is like different. Over the past maybe 3 or 4 months, you said what I do over the weekend. I'm even finding that I was at the Sugar Shack. I was shacking different. I was like, I'm 50. I can't Sugar Shack like I'm 49. I got a Sugar Shack like I'm a 50-year-old woman. It's just some things. Some foolishness, people running up on me with foolishness. And I'm like, I'm a whole 50. It's certain things you don't do at 50. Yeah. And I'm ready to embrace all the things that I shouldn't be doing, right? Not embrace them like pull them in. I'm ready to embrace them like I'm not doing it, but no more. Yeah. Right. So Man, the weekend, Christmas, let me not try to do that. Let me not step on JC birthday because his birthday was the ultimate birthday.
That's right.
My Christmas was great. My grandson's first Christmas. Him is so adorable. Y'all pick pictures on my page. Him is so adorable. And my youngest daughter hosted Christmas this year. Last year was my oldest girl. And they all sleep over. Her and her sister and their boyfriends, they all sleep over. I just show up in the morning because I ain't trying to go to that party. So mama showed up in the morning. You ain't gonna spend the night. I'm gonna spend the night with two couples. The devil is alive.
Yeah.
But I'm not playing that game. But it was really nice. My youngest daughter surprised me to my dismay. She just surprised me and cooked a whole breakfast spread. I didn't know she could cook.
Nice. Cooked
the whole bag. We had bacon, eggs. She did chicken and waffles. I was like, where did you learn how to make a waffle? Oh my. It was super nice. So my son-in-law, which I always call him a son-in-law, but my oldest girl's boyfriend bought me a nice bottle of apple, or the apple. And everybody know what I drink. And that was I don't know if it was appropriate to start drinking to 10 o'clock in the morning on Christmas, but I was opening all my other gifts and trying everything else out. I said, let me go ahead on Christmas.
Like Merry Christmas. I gotta try this.
I gotta try it. I do it, play with everything else, gotta try it. And I'm happy to report that this Christmas, unlike last Christmas, ain't nobody come to blows, wasn't no arguments, no fallouts, because last Christmas, it was going to be a rumble in the jungle. No fights this year. So it was awesome. Good. How was your Christmas? How was yours?
It was equally as lovely, man. We got to welcome the new niece to the family, and it was her first Christmas.
Yes. And they're a couple days apart.
So a great niece. My niece experienced Christmas as a mom for the first time, which is like it's a deal, man. It's like, you got a whole baby, like
right. Wait, did she get mad when the baby? Did she get mad when the baby got gifts? Was she okay with that? My daughter's like, why are you getting the baby gifts? Why? He can't even.
Okay with it, yeah. So
I bought all the noisy toys.
Went to my mother-in-law's and had a good meal. I got a chance to chop up with my brother-in-law and my people, and we just hung out, man. It was one of those things where, like you, just massive reflection, and I'm learning, Michelle, to be more present everywhere I am, and that's huge for me. Because the way my mind is set up, like Kevin Hart's bank account, the way my mind's set up is business all the time, right? So I'm learning how to be present and enjoy moments so that I can build the memories that I want. And got a little bit of that this weekend. So excited. Before we get into the A word of the day, Janelle says, happy birthday.
Thank you, friend.
Richard Kemp says, welcome to the club. And
I know, right? Thank you. That's what's up. Appreciate that.
Don't forget that Cash App is $ Michelle A. Hit it up. And Michelle is always open for blessings. But now it is time, before we get into talking about money and how we're going to close out the year, close out your books, we got some tips for you guys to keep you on track for the remainder of the year, these last 3 days, but also how do you get on track for 2022? That's what we're going to talk about on the other side of Michelle A's word of the day. But now it is that time. So
I'll say
again, my good Australian friend.
I'll say.
Let's get it.
And now the Michelle A word of the day.
Hey everybody, birthday blessings from the birthday girl. I hope everybody had a great weekend. Today's A word of the day. Oh man, I kind of thought about this and it hit me as I've been reflecting over 50 years of awesomeness, right? Nothing due to myself. I give God the glory, but I'm still pretty awesome. Okay, so the A word of the day. I want people to ponder this. How much do you know, right? How much do you know? I love it because it's a play on words. I'm going somewhere with this. How much do you know, right? You know what you know, but do you know enough? Ooh, I like it. Do you know enough? As I've been reflecting, and I want you guys to kind of ponder this as well. I don't know enough, right? And I'm not speaking from a knowledge standpoint. I am speaking from a choice aspect. I don't know enough. I'm a person that likes to make people happy. I'm a person that likes to make people smile. And as I've been approaching 50, I have been working on knowing a lot more, right? I used to be a yes girl. I used to be the person that said yes even when I didn't want to do something. I used to be the person that gave people a yes, and then in my heart was like, "Dad, come it, why?" And so as I approach 50, especially as I'm right here at the door, I'm like, there's so much more that I need to be knowing, right? I can know a lot more than I do, and not know in a mean kind of way, but know from a standpoint of, number one, when you say yes to somebody and you have a no in your heart, which do you think God is going to recognize? Your yes from your lips or that no in your heart? I'll wait. I wish we had crickets right there because they would be like really loud. So when we don't say no enough, we kind of allow people to kind of take advantage of us if we're not careful. And it's really hard. If you're a person like me and you love to make people happy, it's hard to say no. But I think when you big picture it, there are a lot of no's that are in our best interest. And some people, like I used to say no and think I needed to explain my no. I'm learning as I get, to 50 that no is like a sentence. Nope, nope, no. It doesn't need an explanation. Kind of is what it is. So I want to challenge you guys today. Know a lot more. Don't know, with a grudgingly heart or whatever. Don't be begrudged in but really let your yes be yes, is what the Bible say, and let your no be no. And when you get to that no, stand on it, believe in it, and be affirmed in it. So it's me, Michelle A., the birthday girl. Hey, turn up. It's your Michelle A. word of the day. Boom.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is the Michelle A. word of the day, brought to you by, of course, the Black Biz Success Mastermind. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a wonderful event sponsored by the Black Biz Success Mastermind. Tonight, we're doing a content creation party at 7 p.m. What is a content creation party? As we move further into this Web 3.0 world, we know that content creation is how you spark conversations, how you grow a business, how you grow a brand. But Michelle, a lot of people struggle in creating content. What I figured I would do, since I am a creative genius, I want to teach people my content creation strategy, why I never run out of content to produce. Michelle, is
look at that.
That's a whole, I call it the endless content creation blueprint.
Look at her.
Look in the comments. There's a link for you to register for the endless content creation party going down tonight. I'm going to show you how to create endless content, highly engaging, show you how to schedule that stuff out on your respective social media accounts so that, boom, you just are looking good across social media. But you don't get access to this kind of stuff unless you're part of our mastermind. So text keyword mastermind at 314-866-4053. Again, text keyword mastermind at 314-866-4053. If you want to grow your business, if you want to start a business, or if you just want to support Black-owned businesses, there's over 80 of them in our mastermind that you can support. So let's do it.
Support them.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking all about how do you close the year out financially, but also how do you kick the door in on 2022 in a way that you're going to set yourself up financially to stay on track? Michelle, you want to kick us off?
All I got to say is my disclaimer. I was dreading this show. I like money. I just don't like numbers and finance because it's not my friend. Like when I get married, husband, wherever you are, please know that you got to handle the finances. Okay. I'm not that woman to be like, I got to have, you got your money and I got mine. I'm okay. Give me a healthy allowance every week to buy the things for the household and for moi that we need. And I'm okay. Do what you will with the rest of the finances. Just make sure my needs are met. I'm all right. There it is. My disclaimer. Okay. Let's go. Here we go. When a year is about to end, parties are often what come to mind. Case point. But there are more important issues, though, that are worth considering beyond the festivities. I don't think so. The end of the year is a great time to go through your finances and find just what you need to do and work on for the upcoming year. When you do, you'll be better prepared for your upcoming year, I guess. You can save money and pay off debt, even if you make the same amount of money that you made the previous year. There are usually ways to cut spending, save more money, or pay down debt. Sometimes that requires a serious analysis of the money coming in and the money going out to see how you can make those changes. So what we want to do is take a look at how you make said changes, Cortez. I'm a person that needs this because this is something I look at every single year. And doggone it, I'm trying to get to where the money was at, but I'm telling you, it's like, where's Waldo sometimes? I'm like, where is the money? Where do the money reside? I can't find it. Where does it reside?
Where the money reside?
I think the money is over there over there with you. Because I can't find it. I can't find the money. I can't find the money. So
this is a great conversation to have. Before we even get into our tips, Michelle, this is a great conversation to have because a lot of people are in your situation and largely not due to their own fault, right?
It's not my fault.
We've been taught and trained, especially us Christians, to not even look at money, to not even want to focus on it, to not want to try to attract it, to go after it. Like it is a huge problem in our community, but where your attention, where your focus goes, your attention flows, right? Most people will not focus on their money because we're taught to be satisfied, to be content, to be grateful and thankful for what we have. My mentor, Brian Bean, has been teaching me, and I'm working through this myself, guys, even as a financial health mentor in my other brand. Don't think I got it all figured out, right? It's the saying is easier said than done. It's easier to say what to do financially than to actually do it, right? But he says all the time, you can't measure what you don't track, and you can't grow what you don't measure. Most of us aren't measuring our money, and most of us aren't tracking our money. So if we're not tracking our money because we're afraid of what we're going to see, like I don't want to look at my bank statements and see how much I'd be eating out. I don't want to look at my bank statements and see where that money is actually going. I like to think about it in my head where I think it's going. Like yeah, I did the right thing with my money this month. No, look at your bank statement, and then you'll know if you actually did the right things with your money this month. So we're going to give you some tips on how to get on track, how to stay on track. But then I want to make sure that you understand how, as a working class American, how you can put a plan in play to actually build generational wealth from scratch, right? Now, if you guys got an inheritance coming, you know, big insurance policy or something like that, maybe your parents got a trust fund for you or something, then you don't have to sit through this. But if you're like me, building an empire, as they say, from the mud, then I'm going to give you a game plan, but you got to stick around to the end. So I'm going to take number one. Take a good, close look at your budget. And if you're like me saying, well, I don't have a budget. Yes, you do. It's called a bank statement. See, a budget is what you plan to do with your money, and that's cool. And if you don't have a plan for your money, everybody else does. So you do have a budget. Look at your bank statement. It'll tell you how you've been budgeting your money. How much you're budgeting and bringing in matters, of course, but so does how much you're paying out. If you're spending frivolously, a close look at the money going out will show you where changes need to be made. I want y'all to think about that. If you're spending frivolously, look at your bank statements, people, over the last 90 days And the law of large numbers says that if you do something long enough, a pattern will emerge. 90 days is a good length of days of spending for you to see some patterns that have emerged over your lifetime, right? We spend money for different reasons, right? And you definitely want to look at and see those patterns of the money going out. And then you want to ultimately get to the root cause of, man, why did I buy that? I didn't need that. Why did I buy that? And then you start asking yourself those tough questions. So number one, take a good close look at your budget. And if you don't have a budget, then set a budget, right? If you don't know how to set a budget, let me recommend a book from my good buddy, Mr. Milt Friedman, How to Fix Broke. Go to howtofixbroke.com.
Come on, book plug.
If you don't know how to set a budget, he'll teach you how to set a budget in this book. But a lot of people have budgeting wrong, Michelle. They think budgeting is a restriction. No, budgeting is just a plan on what you want to do with your money, right? It's giving each dollar an assignment. Now, sometimes, just like in sports, like you draw up a play and the players actually blow the assignment, right? Well, guess what? You give your money assignment every month, and sometimes your money don't follow orders. But at least you had a plan and you have something to go back to and look at and review every single month. So number one, take a good close look at your budget.
Question to what you just said. Give your money an assignment. Tell your money what to do. What happens when you got disrespectful money? My money don't be listening to me. I be trying to have a plan. And I be like, money, you're going to go over there and you're going to pay them bills. And my money be like, we're going over there and buy that dress.
Yeah.
And can I help it if my money is disobedient? My money don't go pay the bills. My money goes and buys a dress. Yeah. Go figure. My money need to be in timeout. Well, maybe not in timeout. But I just need to know what to do when my money is being disrespectful. Because my money don't go where I tell it to go off. Well, okay, let me tell the truth since it's my birthday. Maybe I need to curve where I tell my money to go. I tell it to go pay bills after it comes from shopping. Probably could reverse that order.
Yeah. And one of the easiest ways to reverse that order, and this gonna sound like I'm cussing you out because you're a Black woman, and when you talk to Black people about this particular thing, we don't want to hear that.
Here it come.
When you set up auto payment.
Oh Lord! Wow!
I know that's like cussing a Black person out. Listen, I'm in the Sprint store.
Damn.
Getting my bill in order with T-Mobile, and they like, man, can we set you up on auto payment? What you say?
What up? Right. What you say about my mama? No, we didn't say anything about your mother. We just want to put you on auto payment. Cuss me out again. That's some scary stuff. Every time I make a car payment, do you want us to put down? You already know the answer. Yeah. Okay, well, Mark, keep the notes. Thank you. Not gonna overdraft me.
That's literally how you can force accountability and discipline in your life.
All I did is have a bunch of return payments. Didn't work out for me. So been there, done that, didn't work out. See why my husband need to handle the finances. When I get a husband, if you're out there, you're gonna have to handle the finances and put us on auto pay, husband. Cortez said it. Put us on auto pay. It's gonna work out for us when you get the finances and work all that out. Okay, number two. The number two thing you can do is look carefully at your money. Okay, here we go. Set up a budget if you haven't already. See exactly where you're spending. It's not just your bills. It's the cups of coffee before work. The cups of coffee before work, the lunch is out, stuff like that, etc., etc. The bangs in the morning. You'll see. Lord, forgive me for this joke. Once I get married, I can have a different kind of bang in the morning. Okay. There it is. All right. Back on track.
This is a family-friendly show, lady. Though.
I said when I get married. When I get married. Okay, what quick joke. When I get married, I'm looking forward to doing that one little special thing that all married couples get to do. I'm looking forward to it. And you know what that is? Go ahead, ask me. You know what that special thing is that married couples get to do?
That married couples get to do.
Pay your bills together. Bam! There it is. I'm looking forward to that. See, you thought I was going. Yeah, I'm looking forward to paying bills together. Okay. All right. You'll probably be surprised to find out the amount of money that you're wasting by, purchasing frivolous yet needed things like coffee and lunches out. There you go.
Yeah.
Look at your money.
I think there's two words that'll change your finances more than anything else, Michelle. And this just hit me, right? This just hit me, right? No, it's two things, two words. Slow down. See,
I'll agree.
The world has got us in this rapid pace so that everything think about when we spend money and how we spend money and how we burn through money, a lot of times it's based on convenience. Like I'm spending money on fast food because I done trained myself to believe that I don't have time to cook. I'm spending money on a cup of Starbucks, in my case, a $9 32-ounce lemon ginger spinach smoothie from Smoothie King, because I told myself I don't have time to whip up a batch of smoothie at the house.
You ain't got time to be in the bathroom. That's why. Go ahead.
That's $9. And I like to have a smoothie every day. I want y'all to think about
You're
that.
regular.
Right. That is my regular schedule of Michelle, a green smoothie every day. Really regular. But because of our speediness and our lack of preparation, then they get us for our money over and over and over and over and over again.
I agree.
Right. And then add on to that the speediness that and the way that God created us to be social beings, right? Meaning that as much as we say we don't care what other people think, that's a lie. You're hardwired to. We are hardwired to be in community. Part of being in community is being liked by those in your social circles, being like them. So you don't want to show up in the office and you get the free coffee that's provided for you at the office when everybody else in the office is showing up with their Starbucks cup.
Yeah.
You want to show up with your Starbucks cup, and that's $4, $5, $10 a day on your mocha latte double shot with the cinnamon on top, or whatever it is that you're getting from Starbucks, because those two things will rob you of your and this is why it's so hard, right? Society moves fast, so we're moving to keep up with society, and our convenience is costing, or we're spending a lot of money on convenience, and the fact that we're hardwired to be social beings. We want to be like everybody around us, so it's hard to not show up with the Starbucks cup when everybody else is, right? So number 3,
it's tricky
on the list.
Ouch.
Back.
It
when
burns.
You're examining what you're doing with your money, consider how you can cut back on some of those little things. They might not seem like much, but they really add up. Even a few dollars a day can mean hundreds of thousands of dollars over the course of the year. And here's the other thing, Michelle. There's something called lost opportunity cost, right? What does that mean? That means if I don't curb my spending, I'm going to lose some opportunities that would be afforded to me because I don't have the financial resources. So instead of, think about it, $5 a day is $150 a month, right? And I can easily calculate that 5 times 30. That's $150 per month. But you know what I can't calculate, Michelle? If instead of going to Starbucks, instead of going to Smoothie King every day and getting that $10 smoothie, making that smoothie at home would save me $5 a day. That's $150 a month. I can't calculate what that $150 a month will become if I invest it and start getting compound interest. So I'm losing the opportunity to grow my money because I don't have it, because I'm giving it to Smoothie King in my case, right? And all of us have vices. So you got to figure out how to cut back. If you're trying to build wealth, there's only 3 options. You either make more, spend less, or a combination of the 2. That's it.
Yeah.
You either make more money, spend less money, or you do some combination of the 2 to change your financial situation.
Man, good stuff. Scary, but good stuff. I thought I was going to fall off the couch when you said cut back. That's a cuss word right there. Goodness. All right, number 4. Oh, Lord, this is just tearing my heart out, this whole conversation, but it's needed. I'm going to get right. I'm 50 now. I got to spend like I'm 50. Not like I'm in my 40s. I'm spending like I'm in my 20s.
Right.
Okay. Use that money that you're going to be saving when you cut back. Use that money for something more important. Like savings, right? You can start a savings plan or paying down debt. There's a concept. Turn wasteful spending into fuel for achieving your financial dreams, right? So a lot, like you just about the latte money or your Smoothie King money that you might be spending, taking that and maybe putting it in a jar. You know what I'm saying? Some people, if you're like me, sometimes you're in your head too much and you overthink situations. And sometimes I do. I will admit that. Yes, a banking institution, a financial institution is the best place for your money. I'm saying that publicly. It's the best place for your money. However, if you're like me and you was raised by a mama with a big mama mentality, sometimes you might have to put the money in your mattress.
Right.
Sometimes you might need to put the money in a cookie jar, a pickle jar, some kind of jar, a jelly jar, whatever. Sometimes you may need to hide money or put money away from yourself where out of sight, out of mind, right? I know for me, sometimes money in the bank is, as long as I know it's there, I have access to it, I'm going to go get it. I'm going to go get it, because every need that ain't really a need is going to become a need. Every want that's not a need, I'll be like, well, I really need to get these shoes for this weekend because I got XYZ to do. It's not a need, it's a want. And I've tapped the fund so many times. I start out saving, and before I knew it, I be to dwindled it down. But there's just something about seeing money in a jar accumulate. I feel like I'm accomplishing something because I can see it for some reason. And different strokes for different folks. For some reason, that works for me. So I think, in doing that, doing something important with your money, finding a way to save it, and then, paying down debt is good. Last year at the beginning of the pandemic, I was fortunate that I paid down a lot of my debt, and that's a really good feeling to pay off some bills that you'd have had hanging over your head for 2, 3, 4, 5, 12 years, because they really don't always fall off in 7. Whole nother story. We need to do a credit. You know a lot about credit and how to get some of these loopholes popping. We need to do a show about credit in the new year. Whole nother thing.
Absolutely.
Definitely. But that's just one thing. So paying down debt, saving more, those are awesome things that you can do that are very important for your money.
Yeah. And I got a hack for you for that out of sight, out of mind. Remind me on the other side of this break to talk about that hack. And then we got a couple more points. Then I'm going to give you guys a game plan that you can deploy for 2022 to start building some for real wealth, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't know if my good buddy Janelle is in position to talk, but I might even have to bring him on in this conversation.
There you go.
We're going to be right back. Keep it locked right here. We're talking about how to close the year strong, how to close your books out in 2021, and how to kick the door open on 2022 and set your financial compass so that you can end 2022 in a lot better position than you did in 2021. Keep it locked right here. Hey, yo, listen, man, I don't know about you, but as a solopreneur, the last thing I can do is afford to miss a phone call that might lead to money. So when I found out that building my website and sales funnels on the Black Biz Success app included a dedicated phone number with boomerang text back, that was the icing on the cake for me. That means anytime my phone rings, and if I'm on a webinar, if I'm doing a podcast, if I'm away from my phone and I miss the call, the system will automatically text that person back with a message from me asking, how can I help? So I no longer miss money, ladies and gentlemen. Like, I'm getting ready to do a photo shoot right now, so I'm gonna be tied up. But if somebody's calling me about business, guess what? I'm gonna get the message and I'm gonna send them back a message that they can connect with me on blackbizsuccess.com. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the St. Louis Hustle Podcast. I'm Cortez Hustle. That's Michelle. Hey, we're talking about your money, habits that you can establish, how to get control of your money, how to set game plans, how to get your money working for you, all of those things today, right here on the St. Louis Hustle Podcast. Before we went to break, Michelle was talking about what works for her. So two things I want to say about that is that's incredibly important to find what works for you. One of the biggest challenges that we have in our society is something called traditionalism, right? What has worked for the last 100 years, we keep trying to make it work in 2022, right? That the world is completely different, right? Also, we like to look at what everybody else is doing and try to make what they're doing fit our situation and make that work. You got to find what works for you. Should you learn from others? Absolutely. Should you be inquisitive? Should you be studying and reading? Should you be implementing and trying different things to find your own system? Yes, but you got to do what works for you, right? But out of sight, out of mind, another hack, and you'll hear a lot of famous financial pundits talk about this. Go over. So we live in St. Louis, right? Here's one thing that you can do to grow your money and set it and forget it, right? Instead of you banking in St. Louis, I'm going to drive out to Wentzville. I'm going to drive out to Wrights. I'm going to drive out to, and I'm going to find the local savings and loan bank in Warrington. And I'm going to set up my savings account out there. And I'm going to have money directed from my paycheck, my business, whatever, transferred over to that account on autopilot. But when I set up this account, I'm going to tell the teller, I'm going to tell the rep at that Warrington branch, don't give me no debit card, don't give me no checks.
Yep.
To this account. So now, Michelle, in order for me to get to that money, I can drive.
Got to take a drive. I got to take a drive. Take a ride.
And you're always going to ask yourself, is it worth it? And you know what that 50-mile ride does? It allows you to have that conversation with yourself. Man, I'm going to go out and get this money and do something stupid with it. Man, let me turn around and go, I don't really need that. So that's another hack that you can use to grow your money. Set it and forget it. Like, bank somewhere that you don't have access to the money. Right? Do not get a debit card. Do not get any checks to that account, and just let that money grow for you. Janelle made a very interesting point as well. Another place that people can save money that they don't know about is through a cash value life insurance policy.
Yeah.
Right? It's called infinite banking. When you learn how to bank with a mutual company that literally allows you to become owners in that insurance company when you have a policy with them, but they pay dividends on the policy. So your policies earn interest and it builds cash value that you could borrow from if you need to. And now you literally become your own bank. So instead of me going to finance my son's car at Bank of America or at Capital One, I just borrow the money from the family bank, and he's going to pay his card note to the family bank just like he would if he was paying Capital One. Matter of fact, I'm going to set him up on auto draft. And guess what, Michelle? He's also going to pay interest.
Okay.
As if, because if he borrowed money from anywhere else, he would have to pay interest, right?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
why would he not want to pay the family bank back with interest? Because he knows that that money is banking not just for the family, but when he needs to borrow to buy a house, the money will be there that he can borrow from, right?
Absolutely.
So Crystal says, why would I want to borrow my own money? Because if you're going to borrow money at all, Crystal, you're going to pay that money back with interest. So if you get in the habit of borrowing money from yourself and paying yourself back in interest, you're then building wealth.
You benefit. You benefit. Somebody gonna benefit.
Yeah. So not only do you pay yourself back, you pay yourself back with interest. So now instead of that interest going to Bank of America, US, Chase, or whatever, that interest is going back into your institution, right? So she says, why not invest into a mutual fund? There's nothing wrong with mutual funds, but when you invest in mutual funds, you don't have access to the capital in the way that you do if you invest in a cash value life insurance policy. So that's a different type of investment for a different thing, right? So my wife works for a nationally known financial institution, right? And she sits back and she gets to witness generational wealth play out because of some of the execution of these strategies by people, right? She might be on a phone call and somebody calls in and says, hey, Sugar, usually an older person and usually of another ethnicity, another background. Yeah, I need you to do me a favor. Can you transfer $250,000 from this account to this account because my grandson just got married and we want to buy him his first house.
Must be nice.
That part. And again, and Janelle says, yes. So when you take money from your cash value life insurance policy, the money continues to grow as if you never touched it, right? Nice. So even though you borrowed from it, so if I got $50,000 in cash value and I borrowed 20 to buy my son a car, my money is still growing as if the whole 50 is still in there, right? Nice. So all of that interest on the 50 I'm getting, and when my son starts paying the 20 back with interest, now that interest money is added to the amount that we're going to continue to grow interest on. So it's a whole thing, right? Nothing wrong, Crystal, with other types of investments, but you got to figure out what works for you. If mutual funds work for you, it works for you.
Absolutely.
If cash value life insurance works for you, it works for you. You got to figure out what works for you, right?
Absolutely.
Number 5 on our list, plan carefully for the new year. If you make New Year's resolutions, at least one of them could be a financial resolution. Follow up your goal setting with an action plan and begin to take action towards the successful financial future you deserve. As you plan, consider all of the issues you're facing. Is overtime going to be cut? Are you due for a raise? Is there something you need to plan for? Take your life into account as much as you are able, and you create your New Year's plan for your finances and consider some of these other bullet points. Michelle, if you hit the bullet points, I'm going to give you guys a plan on what they could do to free up the money in their finances.
There it is. You got a plan, man. All right, here we go. You'll want to consider for the new year how much you have in savings and where you'd like to be at the year's end, what debts you have and how quickly you want to pay them off. That's a good one. What kind of fund you'd like to have for unexpected expenses. People don't plan for that. Long range goals like college, retirement, or vacation home. What little expenses could you cut out of your budget? That's one I'm kind of working through now. And lastly, you need to consider ways you could reduce your bills to to more manageable levels. What are you overspending on? Do you have cable and internet? Maybe you drop cable and just do internet TV, something. I just recently got the TV antenna. I didn't even know they still had those. But you know, it's a saver. It's a saver. It helps save money. So those are some things to consider.
Yeah, and like there are little things that you'll notice when you start tracking your money, right? There's for instance, most of us pay our bills late. Just habit. We talk about traditionalism. We were raised that way. You don't pay the bill off, you pay what's past due, right? And that's how we've been trained. But watch this. You got 10 bills, Michelle, and you pay all of them late. Cell phone, car note, rent, light bill, gas bill, water bill. You pay all of them late. And all of them have a $10 late fee.
Fees each up
$100 a month just in late fees.
Yep.
Right? We talk about convenience. A lot of us go to ATMs because of convenience. We didn't plan that, hey, for this week, I'm gonna need this much cash on hand. And because we didn't plan, we show up at an ATM that's not ours.
Yep.
Now they charge me $3.50. And what a lot of people don't know is that your bank also charges you $1.
That part, that right there. So now you spend $5 to get out $20.
You pulled out 20 and it cost you $5.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
$5 out of 20. Come on, that is 25%.
Yeah.
It cost you 25% of that $20 you just got out of the ATM machine. Yep. You paid a 25% tax because you didn't plan. Because if you planned, you went to your bank and it wouldn't cost you anything. Right? So here's a simple strategy. And this is why I am CORTEZ Hustle. This is why the St. Louis Hustle podcast lives. This is why the Black Biz Success app has been created. This is why the Black Biz Success Mastermind, everything that I do, Michelle, is all about entrepreneurship. And here's why. This is the plan that any hardworking American should deploy if they want to build generational wealth from scratch. We know that 76% of working Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, meaning, and some are even living paycheck to Monday, right? Some are living paycheck to 2 o'clock on Saturday, right? It's like, it's real out here. And I'm not trying to say that I'm not even talking about the folks who get paid on Friday and go gambling and lose all their money. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the people who get paid on Friday and they pay all of their doggone bills and they don't got nothing left. Barely got gas money to get back to work for the next 2 weeks, right?
Right.
Talking about those people. This is what understanding the power of entrepreneurship can do for any working American. And before you get on this stream talking about everybody can't have a business, CORTEZ, I'm not even gonna receive that lie. Don't even tell it, right? So here's what happens when you start a business, Michelle. Number one, you get access to the number one wealth building tool in the world. That is the United States tax code. You start a business while you're working your full-time job. Now, a lot of the things that you are already spending money on become legally tax deductible.
Yeah.
Hands down, period. You start a business, and I tell people that look at the things that you already love to do. And a lot of people miss this. Like, you wrote a book based on a need that you see and you wanted to fill that need. That makes you an entrepreneur. Now, everything that you spend money on becomes fully or partially tax deductible. Well, the average working American, Michelle, will get an instant pay raise of anywhere from $300 to $600 per month back in their paycheck. All they have to do is go in and ask for their tax withholding certificate. When you complete that certificate to represent that you are now a business owner, that puts you on the level of the company that you work for. Y'all both business owners, so they tax you differently. So here's how you build wealth, people. We talked about it a little bit earlier. When you save money anywhere, what do you do with the savings? So if we get you an extra $300 to $600 per month back in your paycheck, what do you do with it? Well, number one, you start building you an emergency fund if you don't have one.
Yeah.
Take some of it, you put that to the side. Number two, you take some of it and you start focusing on paying down some of your high revolving debt, usually credit cards that are charging you anywhere from 18 to 29% interest. And number three, you start investing some of that money. So watch what happens, Michelle. I started a business and that brought an extra $300 to $600 per month back to my household. I then used that money to start paying down some of my debts. Well, whenever I pay down my debts, that's like giving myself another pay raise, right? I use that money to start building me an emergency fund. I use that money to start investing. Well, eventually those investments are going to start paying me a return. So now I increase my cash flow. And then I will, if I stick to it long enough, learn how to make money in business. So now I'm adding other revenue streams on top of saving money at the same time, right? And now out of debt, if I did this over the course of 2, 3, 4 years, right? Just take the tax money that I'm saving and pay off my debt. What would your life be like if you had zero debt? You had no card note, you had no credit cards, you had no student loan, you had no payday loans, any of that kind of stuff. You didn't have any debt, right? Most people will go skipping into work because that money now is freed up, right? But that's the game plan that anybody could deploy to use to build wealth from scratch. Now, it may require that your auntie, sister, cousin, brother can no longer do your taxes, right? Right. We know that everybody that got a tax software wants to be your tax person.
Oh my God.
That's cool. But when you get into this area, there's 3 things that the IRS requires for you to deploy this strategy. Number one, you got to work your business regularly and consistently. Don't start a business on Monday and then you don't do nothing in your business for 2 months talking about you and change your Instagram bio to entrepreneur. That ain't how it works, right? Number 2, you got to actually attempt to make a profit in your business, right? You got to show that, hey, I'm doing something to make a profit in my business. And number 3, you got to keep good records, right? So I use a record keeping software on my phone. It's a nice app. And if you want it, all you got to do is comment app and I will share that link with you. And it's free and it will allow you to track your miles, track and take pictures of your receipts, the whole 9 yards, right?
Wait, it's free? It's free?
It's free.
Is it free or is it just like, oh,
it's free?
It's kind of, oh, okay. I'm gonna need to text
They do have a paid version of it, but the free version does everything that you need, especially as a newbie entrepreneur.
I need that.
Now, once you get rolling in business and you start growing a little bit, then you might need, to upgrade to the paid version, right? But you got to keep good records. Hey, I got a receipt for when I went to this conference and I had to fly out there and I had to feed myself while I was out there and I had to be in the hotel room. Kept my receipts. That's what it means by keeping good records, right? I got proof that this was a business function. And because I was more than 100 miles away from home, you don't expect me to fly back home for lunch. So all of my meals are 100% tax deductible, right? The ticket for the conference, all of that stuff, right? And now you start seeing the world differently because everything that I do, if I properly plan it, is attached to my business because everywhere I go, I get to network and tell people about my business. So now my whole life becomes a tax deduction, right?
There it is.
And this is one of the keys because your largest expense, people, is taxes. Your house note ain't 40% of your income, or at least it shouldn't be, right? Your car note ain't 40% of your income like taxes is, right? Or at least it shouldn't be, right? But when you can lower your taxes, that frees up money. And if you're smart with that money, use that money to lower your debt, use that money to build your emergency fund, use that money to start investing, and then look at all of your monthly recurring bills, and see how you could lower them, right? Start paying them on time, number one, and stop eating that late fee every month. That's number one.
That's
and then number two, get on the phone with a boss and say, listen, I'm about to switch services. Okay, let me put you online with the retention department. You know what the retention department gonna do? They're gonna give you the best deal that they got for the next 12 months. And guess what? Every year I'm about to switch.
There it is.
Because I'm gonna keep my bill low, right? So
right.
So we got a couple apps. So Crystal, Janelle, and Clifford. I shouldn't have said text app because I don't know what platform y'all watching us on. So now I got to go find y'all to give y'all the link to the app. Michelle, final thoughts, man. I know I rambled on for 15 minutes, but people need a plan.
You love money,
right?
You love it.
Plan.
No, you're good. This is your wheelhouse, and I know how you get about the money. And actually, for a person, I always make jokes about my finances and all that, but I got a plan this year because I'm 50. I gotta have a plan. You can't be 50 and not have a plan, so I got a plan this year. But I admire the way that you love finances, and I admire the way that you love helping people get to where the money resides. Because I really do believe, for some of us, it is like, where's Waldo? You know, but you are the person that equips people with the magnifying glass and the map on how to get there. So when you ramble, as you call it, it's just a joy to see you go, because that's your thing, you know, and that's an awesome thing to see you care about the financial status of other people. That's amazing. I get these wonderful messages on Messenger to say, y'all want no money shit. I get it, but he be bullying me on Messenger where he sees stuff I need to be doing that can make more money, because God has given him the unique ability to be able to see my talent, my gifting, and when I don't move in it, he wants me to get to where the money resides. So I appreciate you in that. Cash at me for my birthday, people. If you appreciate Cortez and what he does, cash at me for my birthday to help me get to where the money resides. That's all I'm saying. That's my final thoughts.
Two things. Cash at Michelle for her birthday. $ Michelle A. That's AAYE. And then also, I put the link to the app so that wherever you guys are watching it from, just click the link in the comments. That way I don't have to go out and find which Facebook page y'all watching it on, because we streaming on 4 Facebook pages, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn, and
we're everywhere.
YouTube. So just click the link that I just put in the
everywhere.
so that you guys can get that app, man. So because that's what they're saying. They saying Facebook. I know y'all watch, some of y'all watching on Facebook. We
got 5 Facebook pages. Right. It's 5 different pages on Facebook.
So look for the link wherever you're watching it at. Look at the comments. I just posted a link to that free app that you could use to start tracking your business expenses. So wherever you're watching, there's a link I just posted. So click on that link, go ahead and sign up for that free tool, and you can start tracking your expenses. So I'm super excited that you guys are even looking to start lowering your taxes. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. We're going to kick the month off strong. So we haven't decided on what we're going to bring to you guys next week, but we're going to make sure that you guys continue to grow as we continue to grow. So make sure you continue to tune in. If you have not already liked, if you have not already subscribed, do that. And then if you find the time, go out on iTunes and leave us a review if you like the show. Now, if you don't go out there and leave us a bad review. Just hit me in my inbox with the bad stuff, but the good stuff, go out there and leave that publicly. So talk to you guys next time. Get your money up, because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. Now hustle up.